Alright, so in this video we're going to be working on question 5 on ratios and proportions number 3. This is a continuation of the other two videos regarding ratios and proportions number 3, so please watch those two videos first. Alright, so number 5, a recipe for chocolate chip cookies calls for 1.5 cups of sugar for 1 dozen cookies. So let's highlight some key information. We have 1.5 cups of sugar for 1 dozen cookies. And if you remember what the first step was, step 1 is to always fill out the given information. Well, 1 dozen cookies is the same as 12 cookies. So in this part right here, where 4 cups of sugar, we're going to have to put 1.5. Now, we don't want to work with mixed numbers. We either want to work with an improper fraction or a decimal. So 1.5 cups of sugar, that's the same as 3 halves or 1.5. Alright, so in this video, I'll actually show both decimals and fractions, just in case some of you guys, might like the decimal way better. Some of you guys might like the fraction way better. There's certain cases where we can't use decimals. For example, when we have non-terminating decimals. I mean, in this case, we have 1.5. That's a nice number to work with. Alright, so once again, step 1 was to fill out the given information. Step 2 is to find the unit rate or the column where the 1 is. So to go from 12 to 1, you have to do 12 divided by 12. That gives me 1. So we have 3 halves divided by 12. Keep change flip. 3 over 24. And that's 1 over 8. If we did 1.5 divided by 12, that would give me 0.125. Okay, so now that we have the 1 column or the unit rate, step 3 would be to use that to find out what everything else is. Alright, so let me clean this up a bit to give me some room to work with. Alright, so to go from 1 to 2, this is going to be 1 times 2. 1/8 times 2, or 0.25 times 2. 1/8 times 2, that's 2 over 8, or 1 over 4. 0.25 times 2, sorry, 0.125 times 2, that's 0.25. So go from 1 to 4, 1 times 4 gives me 4. This one's going to be 1/8 times 4. That gives me 4 over 8, or 1 over 2. 0.2125 times 4, that is 0.5. 1 times 8 gives me 8. 1/8 times 8. Sorry, that's 8 times 8. 8 times 1/8. That gives me 8 over 8, or 1. 0.125 times 8. That's also 1. Once again, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. In your case, if you're working on paper, you're not going to be able to clean it up. But that's okay, as long as it's as neat as it can be and I can read it. Alright, so to go from 1 to 13, that's times 13. 1/8 times 13. That's going to be 13 over 8. And 13 over 8 is 1.625. to go from 1 to 20. 1 times 20 gives me 20. 0.125 times 20, that gives me 2.5. 1/8 times 20, that's 20 over 8. If I divide the top and bottom by 4, I'm going to get 5 over 2. To go from 1 to 24 times 24, 1/8 times 24, that gives me 24 over 8, and that's 3. And 0.125 times 24, that also gives me 3. Alright, so let's clean this up a bit. And here is our table. Alright, so once again, if you prefer leaving it as fractions, that is okay. If you want to convert it into decimals, that's also okay. Alright, so part B says, if Nicholas has 6 cups of sugar, how many cookies can he make? Well, in this ratio table, we don't have any section for 6 cups of sugar. So what we're going to do is, on your paper, add a column, or a row, column for 6 cups of sugar. Okay, next thing you want to do is to look for convenient numbers that's going to allow me to multiply to 6. Well, I could use the 1. Sorry, not the 1. The 8 cookies to 1 cup of sugar, which is right here. 1 times 6 gives me 6. 8 times 6 gives me 48. I could also use the 3 column, the 24 and 3 column. 3 times 2 gives me 6. 24 times 2 gives me 48. So once again, you could have done it either way. 1 times 6 gives me 6. 8 times 6 would give me 48. So once again, either way, either column, whatever works for you. Alright, so with that being said, with 6 cups of sugar, Nicholas can make 48 cookies. Alright, thank you for watching. Comment, ask questions, study.